We are back on Revontuli Coast yet again, but this time for at least a slightly different reason. In the last video, a lot of you guys pointed out the Leucistic Goose that we shot was not the initial one that we spotted. We spotted a level 2 at a far distance, thought it may have been a rare setup, and ended up shooting a Leucistic that was a level 3. So there's a very real chance we've got a Leucistic on this map still, and I went back on the video and looked. We were in this setup right here when we shot the level 3, and the initial flock was kind of flying to the northwest. It was right around noon, so I'm trying to recreate the exact same scenario. We are far northwest of where that initially was, but I figured that would be for the best. Also, any flock that goes by we're going to have to spot because I really don't know that there was anything in particular in that flock. No like big level 4 or anything that may help to identify it. This should be interesting. We're going to be covering a lot of ground anyway. Maybe we can stumble into some of the things we're still looking for. And Revontuli has a tendency to produce, so we'll see what this kind of hub brings us. So looks like to get us started, we've got a chance at some black grouse. There was another kind of bigger one behind it. Both were level 2s, but at least we did get the closer one. The other one went up to 120, which is a decent estimate. And if by chance he's sitting up here, we'll try to get him as well. But 110 for this guy, hit him at 44 meters. And I don't think it's going to be the worst idea to maybe follow things around like the black grouse here. I heard a flock of bean geese somewhere. I think that's our other grouse too, so let's go ahead, get him. Maybe those are the geese there. It sounded like they were already closer than that, and those ones aren't broken to where we can spot them. But we know it was a really big flock that the potential other rare was in, so we can, I would say, ignore things like this, but still should check for any level 5s, as that is probably even a bigger goal than finding this other rare. While I don't think this particular flock is the one that we're after, there is this guy who's a pretty good size level 4, so we might as well at least go ahead and plink him with the 22. Gives us maybe a chance of getting a diamond, though it's quite unlikely. The fact that the tundra bean geese and gray lag geese troll relatively frequently really makes level 4 diamonds uncommon, but it is a possibility. We might as well take that as we go. And I think it's like the next lake down is where we actually encountered them. So no sign of them yet, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if they kind of live in that area, if their home range is somewhere around that lake, I think it makes it more likely that setting up decoys and stuff in that area will bring them in. Now last time, we did set up decoys, and we had that flock with the level 3 Leucistic come in. They didn't react at all to the decoys. It was as if they weren't there. So I think we're going to set up elsewhere on the lake just so we don't have that happen again. But in a way, it's kind of encouraging that we haven't seen them, because maybe we can just get them to come into a blind. As for this guy though, a 3.03, I think that's the biggest tundra bean goose we've ever shot. I mean, that itself is like barely 0.1 from being a diamond. It's a good sized goose. Almost missed the thing, but let's head down to that last lake. We'll see maybe if they fly over. If not, we'll try setting up decoys in a blind in a different spot than we did last time, and at that point we're just going to be sitting there for a little while. So finishing touches on this setup are going to be a tripod right about 50 meters downwind of the decoy. So the geese and ducks, we have a widgeon set up here too, should try to land in this general vicinity with the wind direction this time of day. And while I like to be set up in a waterfowl blind or even a layout blind, this is less of a try to do a realistic hunt and more of a find one particular goose situation. So we're going to do this, see if it works out. Maybe things like Canada geese and widgeon can make it more interesting. Just in case you're interested, by the way, I'd say our tripod setup is approximately right. That widgeon could have darn near landed on our head if it wanted to. Might as well try to get that. It looked like a male, but I guess we must have been a little bit off. Being 0 for 75 did not help, plus it's a golden eye, so doesn't really matter, but that does tell us if we can get some bean geese coming in here. We should be in the right spot to get them with the shotgun at least. Could that be it? I think that might be it, and we're being straight up ignored again. That looks right. I mean, it's 300 meters away. The odds that we hit that are basically 0. Just send some shots out ahead of it. I didn't realize till so late, but I don't know why the bean geese don't come in here. What the? I don't understand this map. Any chance we can get that? It's actually coming back our way. One last chance at it, and we got it. We don't hunt these things. why do level 3 goldeneye keep showing up? And maybe more importantly, how is it in a place that we've been hunting all this time? By the way, we're back here at the spot where we've now seen, I guess, is that it again? I don't think so. Certain angles, it definitely, I don't know, maybe we ought to try to get it. Feels like that's going to be a little bit tough to hit, kind of that angled shot. We did hit it. Let's keep an eye on where it goes, just in case, because from the back there, maybe it's just the way the sun was hitting it. It would be really odd, though. Like, if we spotted a common that looked like a rare, and then set up here and immediately killed a rare right after that. That's a 1238 diamond. Hit him with one pellet at 67 meters with the 16 gauge, literally our last shot. I don't know why he kind of swooped back at us. Maybe that's where the flock was fleeing to. We'll take it. As for the kind of just in case goose we shot, I really think it's a common, but at this stage I'm so confused. Yeah, that's a brown. Like, that's like the most common plumage type, I would say. Does make me wonder, considering for just a moment it did look different, but we'll go back and keep trying this. That, I want to say, is the goose. Now, I don't think they're coming here. It definitely is different, though. It has to be. We're going to go ahead and fling some lead that way, because if we hit it with the 2 shots that we have loaded, that would have been great. That's got to be our goose right there. That wing was different. That must be it. I say we just take that shot. Yeah, that's definitely a leucistic or something. That was ridiculous. I mean, they finally just landed over here, and it's the other spot, like the area that we first came through. That's just so odd. And they finally were just here. Just came over and checked, because I hadn't seen it at the other spot for a while. I feel good about the fact that it was a rare. Because I was starting to think maybe I was just seeing something wrong, the light was hitting it. All that effort, we got it, just gotta go and figure out where it went, and this time we paid enough attention to know the direction. What a just completely bizarre case. What is that? I think it's like different than our other one. That is leucistic at 2.49. It's not much smaller than our level 3, so there's 2 different, we hit it in the head? Oh, okay. So we were aiming for the chest, but it kind of leaned forward. Anyway, there's 2 different leucistic patterns, and I can't tell if this is the same as the one we shot. I don't think it is, but we'll get to compare them side by side in the trophy lodge. Let's tax that. That took, by the way, 2 hours to figure out where one goose was that we saw last time, and killed the wrong one. But it works out like we got 2 of them, and it's happened before, funny enough, with goldeneye, the species that we got a diamond of while we were waiting. We once spotted a level 3 goldeneye, had never seen one before, spent forever, set up, shot a level 3 goldeneye. It turned out to be the wrong one, and we came back and did a hunt much like this to go and find that. So now, I guess we'll continue kind of doing that same thing we've been doing lately, looking for potential flocks of geese we've never seen before that could have a level 5. It keeps working. Like, there's rare geese and all this kind of stuff around, so we might as well. Well, this is rather fitting. It just so happens we're going past the primary area that we grind for both gray lag geese and tundra bean geese, so any respawn we can get around here, regardless of species, could be something cool that comes up when we're actually doing that. Nice little bicolor rock ptarmigan as well. I like them way better than the bicolor willow ptarmigan. Just a really cool looking one, and both of our diamond rock ptarmigan, or maybe even all 3, I can't remember how many we have, are the mottled plumage type, I think it is, and this one I think looks way cooler. You know, this whole thing, chasing some rare geese around for all this time, has really caused kind of an interesting situation. Because, on one hand, we've been grinding both tundra bean geese and gray lag geese for months now, and no doubt we've shot thousands of them. But yet, the only trophies of any kind that we've gotten have been 2 in completely different flocks, in the same general vicinity that we found not where we're grinding, but in a different place. So, while we've been grinding for geese, naturally, we do find other trophies, and I guess you could call that one a wild goose chase, but it wasn't nearly as tough. Well, that just about figures. We can get a level 5 Canada goose without ever grinding for him, and I can't tell what that is. Maybe it's just a brown hybrid. We've got a diamond brown hybrid already, and I really don't know where they're trying to get to, but if they kind of swoop back this way, we might try to fling some shots their way. even better, they're gonna land out there. We can almost see them. I think we'll be able to get a shot like through this gap right here. Scoot down a little bit further. That's him right there. 211 meters away or so. I think we should be able to get that. We were off by, I think we might hit something in front of him. That got him. So let's go and see. I do think it's a brown hybrid, but go figure. It's very possible the first diamond goose on Revontuli Coast that we get is going to be a Canada goose. We've hunted up here so much, we never shoot Canadas. And suddenly there's a 5 there. I don't know where it came from. And I learned with a rare bean goose, geese will leave blood tracks, but they disappear really fast. So if you get your dog on them quickly, they'll be able to track them down regardless of whether or not they disappear. This is a brown hybrid. It is a pretty big diamond at 8.94. Hit him in the foot. I'm surprised it hit that low. Maybe we didn't aim as high as I thought, but that's a nice diamond goose. Brown hybrid and all, barely an uncommon, but I suppose you could call it that. Just, you know, one of 3 goose species on the map, and the only one that we actually had diamonds of already. We'll take it. Hopefully the next one's a tundra bean goose or a gray lag. So our totals now are 2 rare tundra bean geese, both leucistics, no trophy gray lags at all, despite being what I'm pretty confident are the 1 waterfowl species on Revontuli we've shot the absolute most of, and 1 brown hybrid diamond Canada goose that was actually pretty good sized. And that's maybe, I don't know, I think we shot less than 10 on Revontuli, we just never shoot them. How on earth? We'll never do that again. Hard shot that thing as it was hopping away, but I do find it interesting that it's gone that way, and it keeps on going back to this point where I feel like because we've shot so many geese, there's got to be trophy 1 somewhere, because all these things that we're not shooting a lot of, golden eyes, the Canada geese here, lynx, other species, we're finding trophies of those with no problem whatsoever. So this originally was meant to be the end of this video, but then Friday happened. Shadow had just gotten home from being spayed at the vet, and she just needed the rest. And of course, her favorite place to do that is sitting on my lap. So I had nothing better to do than just sit here and grind geese, and I would certainly say it paid off. I almost just shot this and didn't even realize that is a rare gray lag of some kind. I think maybe a hybrid, and he's a level 3. So let's try to get him before he goes anywhere. That's gonna work. And we have another flock coming in, so I'll probably try to get all these. We'll make sure there's no level 5s here first, but that's insane. Finally, a male rare goose. It's got a chance of being a gold too as a level 3. That is so cool looking. Our first ever rare gray lag goose. Let's see. Oh, he's a gold. 3.44. I cannot believe that. A hybrid by 0.04 gold gray lag goose. We're taxing that right away. I honestly can't believe it. All this grinding, and we still have yet to get a diamond, but a gold rare? We'll take that any day. So that then is how this video will come to an end. And just look at this guy up there. I honestly can't believe he made gold. So many gray lag geese level 3s are just silvers. So for that particular one to make gold is just amazing. And it really makes for a cool entrance here. We've now got the diamond brown hybrid. We've got a gold gray lag goose, hybrid plumage type. I mean, they're obviously insanely rare. Just purely based off our numbers, we've shot, I mean, thousands of geese between tundra bean geese and gray lags. 1 rare, but it is a pretty darn cool one. As for the leucistic bean goose, by the way, it is the same exact leucistic plumage type as the previous one we got, so there's still a leucistic type out there we haven't gotten, but that was insane. And I already had in my head from recording the majority of this video that it was going to be called something to the effect of Wild Goose Chase. I figured why not throw a really cool rare goose in with it. It fits the theme anyway, and it's made for an incredible lineup. We just have to get those diamond geese. It's amazing they haven't shown up. It's got to only be a matter of time. We're getting rares now, so hopefully it's just around the corner. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.